so. Se nandara yin lunda beda je to je yin na yo ba ye san je je dang gen den ba be so gan la ja ge ji hyo de me ja bo ta den den de gon san be je ba ge da par dam ba kun la gon ba ja je do ba je lim ba dam ba sa ra ba ba de sim je dam je la gon ra be ba ye dam je be sa ra Don't jo da ye se je nyan dan jo bon san ye ong go ma la nian da dong dong ben zo me no je ne wang ju rong ko lo de ren ye dang jo ye je zang zhen je chuan de ge wang ju jin ye je ma ge so ngo wo zhen be dang ba ra ba zha ye la mo je la zang za lo zang ba jian bo den jong se me ba me dong den dan jiang Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ je yor je na dan san le ma ge sa dong wa la yan sen jo ge pe man jo ne ye sa dang gor da khan ro mong ge ko je je ji sa da ro je jin ge lo sa ye gor pe ma se de ho je yor je na dan san pe ma ge sa dong wa la yan sen jo ge me de ne pe man jo ne ye sa dang gor da khan ro mong ge ko je je sa da ro jin ge lo sa ye sa song go ro pe ma se de ho je yor je na dan san pe ma ge sa dong wa la yan sen jo ge me de ne pe man jo ne ye sa dang gor da khan ro mong ge ko je je sa da ro je jin ge lo sa ye go ro pe ma se de hola so ini ta tren ini ta dakja ge tombe ini tuchen chebar chen saga dawa ini nga so ta ini tu chebar chen da tunje ta de ni chebar chen ini karzang sanji tong tang ini 장초 선바 다 장초 선바 이네 지전 드라마 똥 초된 똥거다 집이 얘네 당아랑 저 가르서 이네 뒤섬 산지 링카 되게 나라 얘네 다다 나랑 저그 샘지 범적 얘네 다다 나랑 저 얘네 다 잡는 게 전에 지금 가서 초 탐진 다다들은 냠욕제제네야 얘네 상마라 얘네 장초지 샘지 제약 다다 분석 쇼고요. 근데 상맥에 애니 다 투셈 제직도 드린 아주 샘지 대나게 통모 렉바르테니 제가 아주 서답로나스
We are in the distinguished time of the holiday of Sagadawa. So this is the distinguished time of Sagadawa, and we're also in a distinguished place. So we're within 1,000 Buddhas. We're also within the representation of the Bodhisattvas and Bodhisattvas with the 1,000 Aryatara statues. We're also surrounded by 1,000 stupas. So we're in the garden of the Buddhas of the three times. And we're beginning our Bodhicitta Monlan, the 100,000 Bodhicitta prayer Monlan. And we're broadcasting this prayer throughout the entire world. And we ask that everyone together please genuinely turn your mind into generating the enlightened mind frame of bodhicitta. So we'll begin now.
To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the most supreme of the assemblies, until the enlightenment, I go for refuge. By the merits of my generosity and so forth, may I attain the state of Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. In these perfectly completed celestial venues, the excellent belongings of gods and humans, such as form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and so forth, which are thoroughly pure, arise as inconceivable oceans of clouds of pleasant offerings, filling up the entire dimension of space. Serving as protectors to all beings without exception, you are the divine ones who vanquish the relentless Maras and their hordes. Knowing all things just as they are, without exception, you are the transcendent and accomplished conqueror. Approach this site, I pray. Transcendent and accomplished conquerors, it is excellent that you have come to this place. We have such good fortune due to our merit. In remaining here in this place, hold us in your hearts and grant us your permission. The hall for ablutions is fragrantly scented, with a crystal floor clearly and radiantly apparent, and lovely pillars of blazing jewels festooned with strings of iridescent pearls. To the Tathagatas, the ones gone to suchness, and their heirs, with many jeweled vases completely filled with delightfully scented water. I offer this ablution to their forms, accompanied by songs and music, just as when the Buddha was born, the gods offered him an ablution. So too do I offer ablution with this pure water of the gods.
I dry their I dry their forms with this incomparable cloth, clean and infused with the most excellent of scents. Dyed beautiful colors and scented with fragrances. I offer them marvelous and varied clothing, fine and soft, as well as hundreds of excellent ornaments.
in as many worlds as there are throughout the 10 directions, are the most majestic of human beings who reach enlightenment throughout the 3 times. To all of them, without exception, I pay homage, inspired in my body, speech, and mind. Through the power of this prayer of aspiration to noble conduct, I call all victorious ones to mind, as though they were actually present, and pay utmost homage to all victorious ones, bowing with as many replicas of my body as there are atoms in the universe. On a single atom are as many Buddhas as there are atoms, dwelling in the midst of the heirs of the Buddhas. I thus imagine that the basic space of phenomena is entirely filled everywhere with victorious ones, with all the inexhaustible reservoirs of praise to them, and with all delightful melodies. I speak of the qualities of all victorious ones and praise all who've gone thus to bliss, in order to maintain the precious mind, Tathagatas in the Dharma, which are precious, priceless, and stainless, and the bodhisattvas who are oceans of noble qualities. I make lovely offerings. No, there's Roman.
nye nam dan cho ba don cho da ma me cho da do kwe tam ba ye jar wa te da la ne cho ba ye nam za tam ba nam da jem cho da kwe ma por ma re ra nyam ba da ba che param ba be cho kun je jarwa te da la ni cho ba kang nam la me ja che wa te da jarwa tam je la yang me zang bo jo la te be to da ge jarwa kun la tam saran cho ba
The earth is perfumed with scented water and strewn with flowers, adorned with Sumeru, the four continents, the sun and moon. I offer these, visualizing them as a Buddha realm. Through this, may all beings enjoy the pure realm. To the lords of sages worthy of offerings, I present offerings of lovely flowers, mandarava, lotuses, lilies, and so forth, all fragrant with their scent, and of beautiful garlands. I also offer them clouds of smoke of sublime incenses, which spreads everywhere with its fragrant odors. I also offer them the substances of the gods, including myriad kinds of food and drink. I also offer them jeweled lamps made of golden lotuses, arranged in row upon row. I will strew fragrant and lovely flower petals on a foundation swept clean and scented with perfume. To those whose nature is that of innate compassion, I will also offer lovely immeasurable mansions, resplendent with lovely adornments of jewels and pearls, as adornments of limitless space. To the lords of sages, I will also constantly offer jeweled parasols with handles of gold, lovely adornments spanning whole nations, their beautiful shapes held aloft. Furthermore, may gatherings of offerings and delightful and melodious music abide as myriad clouds that assuage the suffering of beings. May rains of gems and blossoms and so forth continually fall on all of the sacred jewel of the Dharma and stupas and statues, just as Manjushri and others make offerings to the victorious ones. So too I make offerings to the Tathagatas, the Lord Protectors, and to their heirs. I will praise those with a vast range of qualities, with an equally vast range of melodious praises. May swelling melodies of praises certainly be there forever and always.
Sere je pe ma tsara do ngara wa ye Yang me po dang te yang ye wang de me de rin jen jen jang zen ba la ba pa ye nang ge jen jo de da jang to je rang ye jen de go rin jen dong ze se je yo wa jen kor yo jen je nam ba ye wang de Yo le ta na do wa jin wa yang ta de to wa nam la bo wa le ji le yin yang che bie zuo ro mo yang nian ye gong de sen jie dong e se jie bie zhen nam zuo zuo ni zhe jie当觉观觉当觉当觉的南当各走了，人间没多了所求，就没结巴巴巴的说，觉得人家样了所别，觉得我南了全在吧，地心大个地心线，广播是。德言将错南了大，德阳言了将自觉，德阳念真的大个你把
under the sway of desire, hatred, and ignorance, with my body, speech, and likewise with my mind. Whatever negativities that I have committed, I confess each one of them individually. The merits of all the Buddhas of the 10 directions and their heirs, the solitary Buddhas and those on the path of learning and beyond learning, as well as the merits of each and every migrator. I rejoice in all of them. All those who are lamps of the worldly realm of the 10 directions, who have successively obtained the stages of enlightenment, free from attachment. To all those protectors, I entreat to turn the unexcelled wheel of Dharma. To those wishing to display the attainment of parinirvana for the purpose of bringing benefit and bliss to my migrators. For eons, as many as atoms there are in their universe, I beseech them with my hands folded together to remain. For having made prostrations, offerings, and confessions, for rejoicing at others' virtues, and for requesting to turn the Dharma wheel. Whatever little merit I have managed to accumulate through these efforts, I dedicate them all to the enlightenment of all sentient beings. My body and likewise my possession, and every virtue of the 3 times, for the purposes of all sentient beings, without any sense of loss, I forsake them all.
De ba da ge je ba jen je ba de da tam je da ge so so sha so je ja ro wa kun da san je se ran ja ra nam da lo da ma lo da do wa kun je san nam kang la ya de da kun je so da ye ra Gong na zo jun je den dor ma na chang jo ram pa la san je ma cha nye gong bo de da da ge tam je la ko lo la na me ba ko wa ra ko nyang ne da do kang je de da la do wa gun la pe je de ve sa Karapa shinga dunye cha za wa dang che jin sha wa dang je so ye rang go ra yin so wa ye ge wa jun ze da ge che sa ba tam che da ge chang jo sha rang mo lu da de yin long je da de som ge we ngo bo ga sem je kun je tan je sha pang ba me ba da tang wa re cha so je na yo be sang je zhong den de tang je da sa je la ne be zhang je sen ba chen bu nam da la ma do jin zhen ba chen bo nam da la gong su su so je na yo be sang je zhong den de tang je da sa je la ne be zhang je sen ba chen bo nam da la ma do jin zhen ba chen bo nam da la gong su su.
All the Buddhas, the Bhagavans, dwelling across the 10 directions, the Mahasattva, Bodhisattvas, abiding in the 10 stages, and the great Vajra-holding gurus, I beseech to please listen to me. Until I reach the heart of enlightenment, I go for refuge in the Buddhas, in the Dharma, and the congregation of Bodhisattvas too. I go for refuge in the same way. Until I reach the heart of enlightenment, I go for refuge in the Buddhas, in the Dharma, and the congregation of bodhisattvas too. I go for refuge in the same way, just as the Buddhas of the past have generated the thought of enlightenment, and within the precepts of the bodhisattvas abided successfully in the same way. In order to benefit the sentient beings, I shall give rise to bodhicitta, and also in the same way, all the precepts I shall successively practice. Now has my life become fruitful. I have truly gained my humanity. Today I have been born into the family of the Buddhas. I have become a child of the Buddhas. Now, come what may, I will definitely undertake the activities that are in harmony with my family. I will act in whatever way ensures that no fault accrues to this faultless and venerable family. Just like a blind person discovering a precious jewel in a heap of sweepings, so too have I, by some chance, found the bodhicitta awakening in me. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I have invited beings to reach the state of bliss, and in the interim, I have invited them as my guests. You gods, demigods, and the rest, rejoice. Bodhicitta, sublime and precious, may it arise in those whom it has not arisen. Having arisen, may it not wane, but increase more and more.
Never be separate from Bodhicitta, but embark on my conduct.
All the influence of the Mara. May all their bodhisattvas intend as benefit for beings be realized. Whatever these protectors intend, may all that come to be for beings. May all beings have happiness. May all lower states of liberty forever empty. Wherever bodhisattvas dwell on levels of realization, may the aspirations of all of them be fulfilled.
Zamlin Jedang Yorokam Deda Nemo Chunso Dongarami Chuden Sanam Bam Yorokondom Batado Trashi Dele Punso Sho. Oh, yeah. Hola, so, ini, ini, ngaji, 장첩 같으니 샘지에 기초가 얘네 약 리퍼 드롭송.
So now we've excellently completed our ritual of generating the mind of enlightenment.
그래서 다디 얘네 가서다 얘네 장첩지 샘지에 생인데 얘네 다 뺏겨서 가란서 다 남바 상집에 추 탐지 그직 얘네 다 개치슈라고 다 닝본라고 드레스 얘네 델라테네 테네 가라존 데베 상제 탐제장 데네 다 가라존 켄제 장첩지 샘조 제제네 상제 바래라 마오바 탐제양 데네 되게 데네 가라존 그람 델라테네 상지로 그래 다다 가라존양 다 가서 빼던 제세레 얘네 람초 델라테네 얘네 다 샘제 탐제 얘네 타도 그 상제 토야 네급 삼jel이 차야바이나 다 나랑 준직된지 감서 얘네 다 팬당 대외 얘네 다 나랑 좀 릭소탐 지기 중에 되네 다 랑케 장첩지 샘생에 얘네 넬레 다 학바지 매브레스.
What is called generating the mind of enlightenment is the most important, really the heart of all of the Buddha Dharma. Based on giving rise to precious Bodhicitta, all of the past Buddhas attained enlightenment. It is the path on which all future Buddhas will attain awakening, and it is the supreme path upon which all present Buddhas traverse. So it is the ultimate goal or the ultimate fruition of enlightenment for all sentient beings. But also on the relative level, it is the origin of all positivity, all benefit, all happiness, and all good things in this world. So there is nothing better than precious Bodhicitta.
얘네 다 얘네 두섬지 상제 탐제양 되네 당보 상첩도 톡제 바르도 소사 드바장
All of the Buddhas of the three times first generated the intention of bodhicitta. In the middle, they gathered the accumulations and purified obscurations, and at the end, attained complete and manifest enlightenment.
ene pakpa cheren zaitan ene te yendo tene nga so jizin dolma namba te tamche chang ta nga ran zo ga ene rinchen chang chup ji sem deni la tene ten che che ne ta na sem jen tamche khorwa ma dong go par do tene chang chup sem be sa la yok che che ne tene sem jen je ton ba shi nang go yo bi bare.
In the same way, the spiritual heirs of the victorious ones, for example, the noble Manjushri, the noble Chenrezig, and the noble the Aryatara, based on their commitment, based on their generation of precious bodhicitta, they vowed that they would remain on the bhumis for as long as samsara persisted and solely endeavor in the welfare of living beings.
다 ngaran soga semchen ene ngaran soga khang mama chegi tene ringchen changchob je sem teni ene ta ngaran soga chig ene jula che songwa yina ene nga son zamlan hibde ene zamlan ke chig ngaran soga ene chetang tene cheda rang sosoge yina semje shewa tang ene devik ta pe de ene par tene cheta nga so thob yongo yobani beres.
Where does all of the discordant, negative circumstances of our world come from? Where do the warfare, famine, and negative illnesses arise from? They arise from the collective karma of afflictive emotions and our collective negative karma. And so for that reason, however many sentient beings can give rise in their mind stream to precious bodhicitta, to that degree, it will increase the peace and the happiness of our world, both generally and specifically. It will increase the sense of well-being and peace in our own mind and also in the world.
ene changchob je sem teni la teni yang ne yang do nyamle nang ro nang.
And so for that reason, we have taken the Bodhisattva vow and accumulated the prayers of Bodhicitta this morning. And this is something we should do all of the time. So please never forget precious Bodhicitta, but please continually practice it so that it flourishes and grows.
다 lakwardo teni ngarato ta dawandi teni ngasom bumjurg daware ene tende songzang ta tarene zongte ngatso ge teni ta ene ma ene ta ene sangwa kando sangwa yi shiji gone ene ngaranso ge ene drumcho nang ge yoba yibare tende songzang ene te nang ye ta changma ge ta te yang pe na chisere ngaranso ene ne kap gatan zaman hibde yongya semjen tamje dongane sheya ene thato gatene semjen tamje ene ngaso dewa den ene tenje tene ngaso karasa ene dewa sanje je kompang rombo je topic chedo ene delata changma ge yang ngaranso go je parche meba ene changma ge thumo jamjo tunjor lenje do nangro ji shoshos.
And particularly this month of Sagadawa is the month where our actions are multiplied 100,000 times. And then also today marks the beginning of our Dakini Sangwayeshe Drupchud practice. And so we've done this prayer together to bring about the temporary well-being and peace and happiness of this world, to pacify suffering, and to establish living beings on the level of lasting happiness, which is the level of precious enlightenment. And since we have done this well and without obstacle, let's all dedicate the virtue together.
Laso ta tren zamlan shalo nubjang tren zambal leng ta ngaran so ge ene manam chemo deginala nyam yod nang ke changmala ene jogdong ene tuje che shogo yos.
And so for everyone in every direction of the world, in the east, south, west, and north, thank you so much for joining in and praying with us together. And so I'd like to say thank you.
Sonam Deya Tam Je Sepa Nye Topna Nye Pe Rana Pamze Shen Jega Nanja Bala Chokwa Ye Sepen Solen Drowa Drowa Sho Jamba Chetara Chemba Tang Kunda Sangpo Te Yang Te Yin Je Te Da Kun Je Jesa Da Lo Jin Gewa Te Da Tam Je Rabda Mo Te Son Shikpe Jawa Tam Je Je Mo Kangdara Choda Ngakwa Daga Gebe Tsawan Dekun Jang Sambo Shosa Rabda Mowa Je Kangre Rave Korwe Shenkam Sa Pendang Dewa Malun Jungwe Sheren Sewan Tenzin Jam Soya Shabe Sinte Pardo Tenjo Je Lama Kam Zangla Sorwan Dem Jodang Kutse Ren La Sorwan Dem Chelen Takshin Je La Sorwan Lama Tang Jalwa Me Pal Shing Je Lo Pem Den Jungwe Ne Jik Po Temba Yun Ren Ne Ba Tang Temba Zimbe Kutse Jam Zen Den Jo Le Je Je Wa Kundo Yang Da Lama Tang Jalme Chu Je Pa La Long Je Ne Sa Tang Lam Je Yun Parden la me kompang nyor to sho karma ra rab mar me tang jurma sarva chowra tang malam lo tang chinda dub ze tam je te dar da That's all. Thank you.